So we're here. We got that update last night about more stuff about P5 Royal, and boy, oh boy, did we get a lot. We have a lot of shit. Sorry, you just wanted the sub? No problem. I would watch, but I don't want anything on P5 spoiled. Gonna play it with a friend. Yeah, you bet. You actually, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be watching. Yeah. Just wait. Maybe someone will tag you when we're done. Which, I don't know when that'll be. Hey everybody. Hey Persona, what's going on? I do have the chat, by the way, overlaid on the screen just for the VOD, because I will be uploading this to YouTube as well. And Akechi time. Actually, not Akechi time. I mean, we could get to the Akechi stuff. Maybe we should. I don't really know which videos are significant, which ones aren't. Oh yeah, no, these are significant. Okay, alright. Yeah, Snail. Bye. See you later. Move on. Okay. Shoo. Okay. Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. So let's just watch the video. I'll keep pausing as we go through it. Holy shit, there's a lot to unpack. And I have a bunch of tweets that I archived and saved to make sure that we could talk about the tweets too. Yeah, welcome to Noah Church. And we're going to be bouncing up ideas off of each other. And hopefully we should get a pretty good idea about what P5 Royal is really about. I'm kind of scared because a lot of people seem to be thinking this is going to change the entirety of the story. And I really appreciated the original, the way it told the story. I do think there's a lot of things wrong with P5 Vanilla. Like, not enough screen time for some characters, you know, moving a little faster. It seems like this game is going to be way bigger. From the amount of shit that's in this game. Anyways, I'll shut up. Let's watch. I was up when this was playing, by the way. Big boner moment. Snail, you need to leave. Y'all ever say fuck it and come back? My wrist rest. No, you have to leave. I want you to enjoy the story. That or mute, I guess. I don't know. I gotta leave, bruh. Sorry. Damn, bruh. Okay, bruh. You got... Look, if you don't leave, you won't enjoy the game as much as you would it not hearing this. So I encourage you to leave. And if I figure out that you end up hearing this, I'm going to be very, very mad. Okay. I actually have the translation for some of this stuff too, because there's someone that actually went through and translated a lot of this stuff. Okay, so Oni-san, by the way, that was Kasumi's voice actor, the Japanese voice actor. What she said was Oni-san. Well, you know what that means. It's big sister, usually. Typically, that's what it means. I had to double check that just to make sure it's like someone that's older, right? So, we don't know exactly who she's talking about there. Kind of crazy. Also this. It's usually what the lolly says before the 3 foot... Oh my god. JP, please. So, I don't know. Someone mentioned that this is kind of a Sailor Moon-ass kind of transformation for Kasumi. And it pretty much confirms what I was telling you guys. If you recall in the last discussion that Kasumi is a god, essentially. Or a demigod, something of the sort. And I don't think we'll ever figure out until we play the game what her second or final persona would be, because it's pretty safe to assume she's probably going to have either 1, 2, or, well, 2 or 3. Probably 3, because everybody else has 3, and that begs the question. Like, that begs the question. Is Joker going to have a third persona? Because we've seen a lot of Ryuji's, and that idea was actually played upon with Itsunagi. I want to bring that up, because P5 does take a lot of stuff from the previous titles. I think that's one thing that it did take, was the third persona evolution that it has. And so, is it really about Gnosticism anymore? You know, like, that's kind of crazy. Is it really about Sentinel and the Demiurge? It could completely, just shake up my theory. Look at this Sailor Moon ass, like, transformation. That's very Sailor Moon, isn't that? And then there's Cendrillon. The animation got really good, like a lot better. They're all turned down just a tad. First season, yeah. Oh yeah, that's very Sailor Moon. Also, okay, so we have a few things here I want to bring up. There was a screenshot back here. Now, who was the bitch ass that told me that Akechi was not going to be a part of the party and still die? Because you're fucking wrong. You're fucking wrong. And this image proves it. This image, the still image, when it came up, I was so giddy with excitement with this image. He is not dead. And it proves it, you know, that this little area right here proves that he's not. He's in fact, we get to see his actual true self, his true form. Dante in shambles, bruh. That was Dante, bro. They're saying the girl that does rhythm gymnastics for that. Wait, they're saying this dungeon looks like an SMT lot ending on crack. Yeah, and you're right. This is, I guess, a new palace, or it's a redux version of another palace. But I guess it's safe to assume it's a new palace, because all the palaces look entirely different. So we don't really know. A lot of people assume it's a new palace, though. So you know, I'm not one or the other. I think that's more semantics. It doesn't really matter. You know, yeah, it's a new palace. Sure, cool. But I think the most important thing is seeing Akechi with his health bar and noting down, you know, that form of him. Like this is when he has Loki, when he's using Loki. So obviously this has to be after the whole incident, or, you know, I think they confirmed that Akechi was a completely manual social link too, which is kind of interesting when you think about it. That's gonna be rough, you know. Who was writing the story? It's not Hoshino. Hoshino wrote the original for P5 Royal, but now, or sorry, P5, but now P5 Royal's being as I want to say Masuda, but I don't think that's his name. Hoshino flew off into the sunset, pretty much. But I think Hoshino did a good job. A lot of people I saw when who was it announced? Can someone please tell me? I completely forgot who it was. It was the person that worked on P4 Golden, aside from Hoshino. I'm spitballing at this point, and before Joker Palace. Joker's not getting a palace. That's just not how it works for the Fool. I mean, like, that, if you're going to say that Joker maybe gets a palace, like, if you're going to say that Joker gets a palace, his palace would be, I guess, like Morgana's. It would be Mementos. I mean, like, that's the story palace. You know, that's the one that he is dealing with. I guess Shido's would count for his too. You know, the one in the story. But I guess that kind of lays on Akechi now, doesn't it? But I know what you're trying to say. It's his palace, but that's not how it works if you have a persona. It's exactly like P4. It's not. If you have a persona, despite what Matt Pet tried to say, if you have a persona, you can't have a shadow. Like, you know, you have to have one or the other. You can't just have both, as far as we know. There's going to be a lot more puzzles. Oh my god. Like, just seeing that. Ugh. Can you imagine the headache that's going to come from this? I don't even know. But it, like... Okay, so you have, like, 3 gates here. All of them are color corresponded. But what are you trying to do? I guess you're trying to get across to go to the other side? Or, like, oh, wait, hold up. There's some UIs. So, are you trying to get all of them connected? Or are you trying to just get to one side? It's so weird. Yeah, just more puzzles. Great. I do want you guys to note something, though. Remember what I said in the other discussion, or what I bring up to you guys about maybe there being more to Mementos, and that maybe we were discovering something like the root system of a tree. Well, I just kind of want to point this out, but there's a lot of root stuff here, you know, and I don't want to just call it out, but I really firmly believe that we might be going to somewhat the Garden of Eden, or like Yggdrasil, which would relate to Akechi, you know, in the same manner. And it would make sense because Yggdrasil is a world tree, and then you have, you know, the Garden of Eden, which had the tree that, you know, Eve ate the apple from, you know, the tree of knowledge. So I just, you know, similarities. So it could be that, who knows? Maybe it's that dream world palace for human Morgana and Wakaba. Maybe, but it would make sense. You know, maybe it's Eden. I mean, like, you know, you see all the, like, the flowers and, you know, all the nature shit going around. It's just interesting. It's just very interesting. Also, this. I don't know what to think of this. This is just, I guess, a new shadow. Oh, yeah, and so Makoto actually has a new persona. You know, well, it's not new. This is her third form of her initial persona. Because, well, second form, I guess. It's the true identity, is what they're rolling with all the persona characters, which, again, begs the question, is Joker's just true persona going to be Arsène Lupin? You know, is that just it? Is he just going to be Arsène Lupin? I really liked when they had that spin for, like, Shin Megami Tensei kind of style onto a lot of their characters, and you know, a part of me is a little saddened if that's the way they're going, obviously, for Joker. Just only because it's supposed to be telling a story. I guess I want it to be more of, like, mythology, you know? Not really a like, from a story, you know? Like, not like Arsène Lupin. It just kind of feels cartoony to me. You know, and I get it. Kaneko's not really... I don't think Kaneko's working on the designs. It's Sojima. It just kind of sucks. You know, I like Sentinel's design. I like the Arsene's design, but there's some cartoony designs now, and I'm not really digging it, to be honest. You know, personal opinion. This is supposed to be... what's her first... It's... God, I can't even remember Makoto's first persona. Hold on. Makoto Nijima. Give me a sec. I gotta look this up. It is... Oh, she's a Taurus. Interesting. I don't know why that... Okay, Johanna. Yeah, and they just updated it. It's Agnes, which is, I assume, Johanna's real name. Either go full Arsene, or they'll go and give Joker the canon Sherlock antagonist James Moriarty. That would be interesting. Yusuke's ultimate has a blunt, like the size of his whole body. Yeah, we can, if you guys want to look at some of the designs, we can look at them later. We can go on the wiki and look at them up. Okay? So, but for now, yeah, just note Agnes it's Johanna's real name. That's it. That's all they're doing. It does, here, let's actually, can we go back? It does look oh, fuck, dude. I'm trying to pause it right at the right moment. Oh, whatever. There it is. Okay. It does look pretty cool. It's like a tank, almost. Like a motorcycle tank. It kind of looks like, except without the gold, it looks kind of Batman-y. You know what I mean? Like Batman would drive this vehicle, you know? Except, again, there's a lot more gold on it, obviously. You know? He wouldn't drive something with gold on it. And this is Ann's final persona we've seen, which is Carmen's real name. And then, again, a reworking of Mementos. You know, I said that in reverse, you get the idea. Johanna was Agnes' name before she joined the church. Yeah, that's her original name. Like, Johanna was the name that she took on when she joined the church, you know, as she was trying to be like a man, right? That's the story of Johanna. Because, you know, women weren't respected in the church at that time, I suppose. And was named Johanna, like they couldn't be a priest at that point. After she was expelled as Pope, that's it, Pope. On account of woman, yeah. Celestine, the actress behind the most famous version of Carmen, yeah. Yeah, but seeing a new Mementos. And then there's this. Which, I heard Fither, we can get to his tweet later. Fither actually talked about this character And he believes it's Pinocchio. And you know what? At first, I wasn't really too sure about that. Is it Jose? Is that how you say his name? Is it Jose? I think that's the only way you can say his name. Egghead. You know, I just kind of want to point out something to you guys. If you saw my tweet, then you probably know where I'm going to go with this. Let's see here. I just want to point this out. You know, it's Surf. It's Surf's kid. Yeah. So that's something. You could draw a similarity, literally the same hairstyle. But people call him Egghead. Or 4egg, egg baby. Yeah, same hairstyle. Literally the same hairstyle. But he has, like, if you look at his ears, he looks like a toy, you know? And that's an observation that's pretty respectful from Thither. He saw it and was like, that's kind of interesting. You know, he doesn't have normal ears. He's kind of like a toy, you know? Which, it's... I kind of dig the Pinocchio story, because if you really think about it, a lot of the stories that Disney took were a lot darker. Like Alice in Wonderland was pretty dark. I don't know if that's Cinderella. I don't know if Cinderella was pretty dark. Pinocchio, I think, was pretty dark. If you go back and listen to the Folktale Reddit, you know, he's from Toy Story. Exactly, guys. This is a Kingdom Hearts crossover. No, but it's also interesting to note. Someone brought this to my attention. I forgot who, but if you could remind me, if you're in my chat, please remind me. Who made him? He's got golden eyes, you know, and yeah, there's rings around the eyes. Someone said that might be important. I'm like, I don't think it's mostly the color that's important. Crows picked the eyes out of the stepsisters. Yeah, okay, so it is pretty fucked up. Cinderella had a magic dead cow and a domestic beating / abuse. The only connection I draw for him being named Jose is that there is an album called Dr. Frankenstein by an artist called Jose. Oh. Okay. Well, we know that he's like a toy, I guess. And I guess he explores mementos? Is that safe to assume? Like, but I guess he must be. It does work with what Thither was saying, because Thither was saying that he brought something up. Give me a sec, okay? Let me find it. Here he goes. Okay. Gonna make my prediction right now. If I'm correct, I am the new king of the universe. This kid is Pinocchio. His ears are not normal and appear to be carved open in some way like a puppet, and he has a tiny stub for a nose. This would also play into P5R's theme of wishes coming true, which is a major component of the Pinocchio story. Which, I mean, seeing Cendrillon in Persona 5, literally just Cinderella, it's not too far-fetched now. You know, to kind of have it be Pinocchio is kind of just like, but throwing Cendrillon into the mix, I'm like, you know what? It's pretty fair. That's pretty fair at this point. Is strong as fuck. He can solo through mementos and change it at will. Oh boy, is that true? He also has the near clown car that Emil drove. Oh my god. Oh boy. IRC. If I recall correctly, fun fact: Sleeping Beauty. Oh well, that's great. That's great, Jen. Thanks for sharing that. Alrighty, before I burn out of data, I'm gonna head out. All right, see you later, Ocelot. So, oh yeah, one of the things. Okay, well there you go. He does have a tiny stub for a nose, and he's got like weird carved ears, you know. So, and his hair doesn't look. It looks plastic. So, you know, he's like a toy. Jose will make mementos more rewarding for the run if you give him flowers. He's actually God. Okay, all right. What was it? Oh, and wasn't there a flower in Pinocchio? I think that was pretty significant. I think so. Maybe. I don't know. Look, if you're going to talk about Pinocchio, we should safely assume they're going by the folktale. They're not going by Disney, because it's Atlas. They're gonna go with the fucked up version. His hair looks like a Kinder egg. You're not wrong. But okay, let me bring this up. Who do you think made it? Was he made by Igor, like Morgana, which is an option that someone brought up? He does have golden eyes. Morgana doesn't, but he does, which means is he another form? Like, is he another idea of a Velvet Room attendant, or is he another? I don't know if he'd be another part of Lavenza. I don't think it would go that deep, but you know, he's got golden eyes. That's interesting enough. Maybe the ring in his eyes means that he was made, but it's to differentiate him from a Velvet Room attendant. Maybe that would be my best guess. But was he made by Igor, or was he made by the culmination of like people's dreams? You know, like, you know, it's interesting when you think about it. So the original Pepe guy. Oh God. Jose being made by Igor would be redundant, considering Jose can solo through Mementos. Well, with Igor making Morgana, it was kind of a last-second decision, because Philemon was like, well, my Velvet Room got basically taken away from him. Like, his Velvet Room was confiscated from him, basically. And it's pretty safe to assume at that point it's probably Yaldabaoth is probably Nyarlathotep, and that the real god, which could be Sophia or YHVH, that was a whole nother part of the discussion, is the actual god. Like, it's kind of like the whole Nyx thing. You could debate if Nyx was an actual god, like a god tier, or if Takaya was Nyarla. Like, you could debate if Nyx was Nyarlathotep and maybe Takaya was, or Takaya wasn't and was being used by him, or Nyx was an actual god. And I think we're having something similar happen here, was my point. And that was supposed to be because the one thing that you can infer, the difference that's very important, because a lot of the stuff you have to infer because Atlas makes it so you have to infer what happened. I mean, they do this shit for their SMT titles, for example. And the difference between Nyx and versus a lot of the other gods that they face ahead of time was that in P2 and P4, P5, you know, they were able to destroy it. Like, hell, the Demiurge was shot to death, you know, in P5 vanilla. You know, he was destroyed. But Nyx wasn't. Nyx took the Universe Arcana to be sealed away into the moon. So, Nyarlathotep was actually able to be destroyed. So there's got to be a meaning there. There's got to be a difference. You know, it can't just be this is a bigger version of Nyarlathotep and Makoto Yuki wasn't strong enough. Makoto Yuki is arguably one of the strongest protagonists. I'd say probably Makoto's the strongest, and then Tetsuya is a close second, honestly. Tetsuya was very, very strong. So, it's one of those things that you could debate forever. It's semantics, but, like, I think it's important to think about. You know what I mean? So, I do like his, yeah, he does have a little stub for a nose. Oh my god, the portrait actually does him a lot, like, actually makes that apparent. Yeah, you know, I think Fither, you know what? I'm backing Fither up on this. I'm backing Fither on this. I think he is Pinocchio, for sure. Would head pat Jose 10 out of 10. Yeah, I think he is. Now, just like taking a closer look at the portrait and like full screen, because I was watching this on my phone, I really couldn't see it that well. He's got like a dune buggy. I love it. Also, the animation's very, very good. I like it. We still got the rats. Okay, that's Madarame. Okay, Madarame is literally Power Rangers. Watch. Power Ranger Madarame. Someone made that meme on Twitter. It was like, Madarame is the Power Rangers. Go Power Rangers. Frost 5, pretty much. I think they're going to represent the 7 deadly sins a lot more, like a lot better than they, like, I think they did a good job, but I hope they make the boss fights harder, you know, and they don't have Morgana just yelling at you the entire time, because that was the fun of Persona. Aside from what people say, it was figuring it out, you know, and Morgana kind of inhibits that, you know. Morgana's the embodiment of that's a bad thing to do. You kind of just tells you what to do, you know, and it just kind of sucks. At least I think in P4 Golden, I think, when I played it, it would take a certain amount of time for them to tell you, hey, you might want to consider doing this, or at times they wouldn't even tell you. So if Madarame is avarice, they need to have the 4 clones bitching at each other, not gonna lie. Maybe. I mean, it would be interesting if they changed around the sins. That's for sure. I don't know if he's vanity or avarice. Avarice would be kind of interesting. We'll have to see. That stuff is not very solid for me. I'm mostly just interested because, like, aside from it even being Sophia, right, the final boss, I'm so focused on what the final boss is. Is it Sophia? Because Sophia would kind of make sense. Literally birthed Yaldabaoth and was like, yo, what the fuck? I'm just gonna leave you behind. And then Yaldabaoth was like, wow, I'm the only one here. I guess I'm God. But he's not. So, but I would really like it to be YHVH. I think it would be cool. I think it would be a really neat crossover between SMT and Persona, but that's what I want. I don't know if that's going to happen, I'll be honest. It would be a very beautiful thing, though, if it was. Yeah, there's his Persona, by the way. What's Goemon's real name? Can someone tell me? Cendrillon. I also want to point out something here. You can tell Kasumi is related to, in a way, to Joker, and it's due to her attire. I mean, her attire mirrors that of Joker. I mean, like, you know, aside from the black mask with the white, you know, you reverse it and it's almost similar to Joker's. You know, like, sure, it's more fancy, whatever, right? But if you were to reverse the palette on that, yeah, it would be like Joker's, similar in palette at least. And I mean, her jacket is literally similar to his, you know, has the same drapes, everything. So she's gotta have some role that's related to Joker, is all we know. It has to. There's no way it doesn't. I also found this very interesting. Again, more animation, very, very good. I love the animation a lot more in this than I do vanilla, for sure. They did very good. This is her. Is this her awakening? That might be her awakening for the first time. Well, no. Well, no. Maybe it's not. Because usually they get the mask and then they don't have the uniform until they tear the mask off. At least that's how they did in vanilla. It could be completely different here. This is gonna be a great game. There it is. That's the palace. That's a palace. Now, is that Mementos? I think it is, and I think we're going to be not going just below ground, but above ground too, like I was talking about. It could be a part of Mementos, or it's a palace, just a normal palace. If you scroll back to the Mona card jump, you can see Akechi. No, like, I don't look. It's good, yes. It's awesome, yes. You're going to see a lot of cutscenes. Like, I think that could be Akechi or Makoto right there. But like, yeah, it's cool. Oh wait, no, Makoto's the one driving. So yeah, that's Akechi right there. It's confirmed because of the icon we saw. Like, you know, yeah. Oh wow, he's in the van. Like what we kept telling the dumb people about the striped pants. Okay, But no! There's no way it can be Akechi, Noah. There's absolutely no way that it could be Akechi. It might be someone else. Maybe a new Phantom Thief. Are you fucking kidding me? He's the only one with black and blue spiral pants. Are you fucking stupid? Like... Pepega, dude. Pepega. That made me mad when people were like, no, it can't be. There's no way. I'm like, it is. Also, fucking meme. Oh my god. Oh yeah, and we got Kawamami. This has already been memed to death already. Counselor knows Salt Bay. You can, there's no way that's not self-aware, right? There's absolutely no way. That's Atlas fucking memeing, dude. I love it. And this is during the camp out too, so maybe, you know what? I don't know, man. Seeing Takuto kind of be out and about, we don't, maybe he's not bad. You know, just seeing this here, you know, it kind of seems like he's just going to be an oddball, you know? But, you know, they could have learned from Adachi, and they could have learned and not made him so awkward. You know what I'm saying? They could have hidden him pretty well. So, how do you do, fellow kids? Also, Kawamami. So I have to say. Kawamami is always great to see. Again, Palace. Cindrillion. The animations look really, really clean. Look at that. My PP hurt. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Let me turn on my AC. Wait. We're almost done, whatever. We're going to hop into the trans. And then we get to see Lavenza, which means that probably more screen time. Honestly. Actually, probably yes. I love that they include Lavenza. That's one of the things that was really sad. Is like you got to see 2 parts of your Velvet Room attendant, but you never got to see your actual Velvet Room attendant until the very end. It kind of felt like it robbed you, you know. And that's one of the criticisms that I think is pretty fair about P5 Vanilla, to be honest. Like at least you get to see Margaret and Elizabeth be fun, you know. Margaret's pretty funny, and then Elizabeth is just, well, cute. You bet your ass I am buying the crazy amounts of other bullshit. Are you kidding? You know, what's the point of talking about P5R when there is Warframe Squirt Gun? Because fuck you. I want to talk about a great game. So we could get into the translation stuff. Hold up. Can I click on that? Oh yeah, this is the translation for Akechi. Okay, all right. So there's an Akechi video. This is the Akechi video. Give me a sec. Turn on my AC, dude. I'm not gonna be playing Warframe today. Sorry. We're gonna talk about this, and then I'm going straight into Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga. So probably no Warframe, unless I want to play like 7 or 8, but it's 4:30 p.m. right now, and I had a rough morning, so I don't really want to just sit down and grind when I've been doing that for like the past few days. Anyways, here we go. So Akechi got a video, and as you can see with the likes, a lot of people liked it. So we'll get to the translation after all of this, okay? So let's just observe. This is my first time seeing it, so. This is going to be very refreshing. Getting to know Akechi a lot better. And actually hanging out with him. I did see something really funny. And I think it's in this trailer that it happens. It is! Here it is! That's it. he like copies again. It's funny because you know they both see each other as justice, but really they're both fools. Huh? That's pretty funny. So I adore this. This is one of those moments that you're like, that's pretty great. Honestly, I love it. Man, I'm so excited to have him on the team. We'll get to the redemption death thing. We've talked about this before. I've talked about this with people. Also a new coat. Everybody's got new attire, obviously, but I like Akechi's a new coat. It's pretty fitting for a detective and for what he wears, to be honest. You know, it really does fit. Oh man, they really did a good job. They did a great job. I still think Hoshino did a pretty good job. But yeah, you know. Did we get a confirmation of who's writing it, by the way? Can someone remind me the name? I know it starts with the W, I just can't remember. I keep wanting to say Wakaba, because that's the only W name I know that's related to Persona. There should be something after, right? No, okay. Alright, so with Akechi, I'm just wondering how much time Akechi will be in this game. He has a full Arcana. He has, like, not the full Arcana. I'm talking about, like, he's got 10 ranks. He's a normal Arcana. Like, you just go and hang out with him. That's how much time. So, I mean, at the very least, the same amount of time that we got with him. But probably more delightful and more time. So, pretty cool, honestly. We're probably going to have a lot more time with him. But getting to what people were talking about, because this is heavily debated too, it is Akechi being non-dead a good thing? And a lot of people seem to say no. You're not going to find that answer for me. I actually take the opposite side. I think I agree with redemption equals death, because a lot of the things that people were saying, yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, it is pretty fucked up. He did murder people. But I don't think he's going to even get jailed. Quite frankly, unless something physical happens in the real world that ties it back to him, there's just no way you can tie mementos to him, like the metaverse to him. There's no way you can do it. They couldn't do it for Joker. You can't do it for Akechi. You know, unless he's, again, like I said, did something physical, like signed contracts with Shido that did those things. You know what I mean? That they found stuff like that, then yeah, you could probably tie it in. Maybe some other way too that that's not coming to the top of my head. But I do think, and I see people tagging me, but trust me, let me get my thoughts out there. I'll respond, okay? A lot of people either just don't like Akechi just because, you know, he kills people and he's a bad guy, etc., etc. I think it's interesting to see a character be redeemed even though he's done really, really terrible things. Because, you know, I think some people can be kind of hypocritical about that. You watch, like, some other animes that they do the exact same thing, where a character will just straight up murder maybe some rando character or something. It's still murder, and they still adore the character. But all of a sudden, when it's Persona and it's Akechi, some people just don't like it. And it's like, well, I'm of the mindset that it's like, look, Akechi, it can connect. He's one of those characters that can connect because he's supposed to be a fool, similar to Ren, but we view him as justice. And he connects to the entire party in a similar fashion. And he does show remorse. In fact, he is reformed upon his death, even though he didn't die. He might as well have died, but the anime confirms he didn't. He was like basically a potato, I guess, in the anime, in the hospital. And I really firmly believe that there is redemption for Akechi. But another way I could see him being redeemed again in death would be literally the final boss. You know, like, what if Akechi is going to sacrifice himself? You know, like, if he doesn't die with the whole Shido ship, you know, if he doesn't go down with the ship, you know, I think Akechi will be someone that is a very, very significant character. He's going to play a role, and I'm kind of leaning towards they will kill him. If they don't, you know, I actually will still admire Akechi. He's one character that's super complicated, did a lot of really, really bad things, but he shows remorse, and he's a character that does change for the better. You know, he is a reformed character in the end, as far as we know. At least in vanilla. And people disagree with that, but I really do admire Akechi as a pseudo-antagonist, because a lot of people put it on Akechi did a lot of terrible things, but you also have to look at it at a larger lens of, well, look at the world he was in. The world forced him to do these terrible things, you know. And that's kind of what Persona 5 was telling the story about. Like, you know, it's mostly just the world to blame, not Akechi, because the world fucked Akechi up, basically. So, just sad. It's a really complex thing. So, Daki is gonna be the P5 Royal Director. Sorry, my bird's going crazy. I say it's a good thing, redemption time. I'm against Akechi's redemption because he's objectively the worst criminal they've tried to sell a redemption on. No, I disagree with that. Simple. I just disagree. I don't think he, it's mostly just, how do you explain? It's a traditional anime character that murders, you know, and then actually gets reformed, redeemed in a way. I don't think that necessarily just death straight up has to be a redeeming quality. Like, it doesn't mean that it will redeem the character. That's not how every character should be written, because then it would be an archetype and it would be boring to watch over and over and over. You can write a character a different way. Now, that's not to say that accept murderers, because it is a really touchy topic. But I think for Akechi, the way that he's written, it works. I can see it, but I am with you on, I do believe they will kill Akechi. And I do believe it's going to be towards the end of the game that they will kill Akechi. Strictly speaking, Joker is the antagonist, and antagonist only applies to characters. No, protag. He's a protag. Like, to the, like, you could say that, like, if I despised you, then I'm the antagonist. But to me, you're the antagonist. You know, you're throwing it back. It's like, yeah, if you want, like Gon's the antagonist to Hisoka. Like, sure, seek to defend the status quo. No, Naruto doesn't. Naruto's a protagonist, and he overthrows the status quo. You know, he exposes the world for its unfairness and its unjustness. You know, protagonist doesn't equal hero. That doesn't matter. You're saying that we have to follow an antagonist. Joker is not an antagonist. Are we really going to do the semantics here? Like, we follow Joker. He is the window into our world, therefore he is the protagonist. And a lot of other people were doing terrible things. You know, it's like having this discussion earlier today that was really, really tough to get on to people, because they're like, well, technically they are forcing people. It's like, yes, they're stealing their treasure. It's kind of a hard topsy-turvy thing, because it's really hard for me to get my thoughts out there and grasp it. Okay, so I might come across kind of hypocritical here. But what I was trying to explain earlier was that the treasure is more to be a symbolic meaning. Be like, we will take this away from you, and you need to reform yourself and change for the better. Well, the person, like the Phantom Thieves do affect the person and do affect the change, but they show them the road, they show them the right way, the right path, and then that person changes. You know? If you want to say they hold him at gunpoint too, that, I mean, sure. You know, you could say they force them, but I also think there is an argument to be made that, you know, it's like a psychologist would tell you, you know, in order to change, you will have to want to change. And it's due to the world that, Zawarudo, that all those characters feel like they can't change and that they have to do all these bad things, you know, that they got screwed by, and to do all these bad things because of the world that they lived in. That's the point, you know. It's the exact same thing with Naruto. I admit it, it's semantics, but if you're working off of strictly literary terms, but wahey, Zawarudo, you know, that's just how it is, you know, and that's how they're writing P5. Like that's how they, well, I mean, that's probably not how they wrote P3, but or P4, but P5 is definitely about that, the reformation of society, you know, and so. I mean, true justice is to not let the person die, even if they did murder a bunch of people. I think that it's probably going to, if they don't kill Akechi, then it's, you know, it's not true justice to have that person die. They're probably going to save Akechi at that point, and then maybe Akechi will redeem himself by sacrificing himself later on. That would be a good, I mean, that's a character archetype, but it would work. It would work for Akechi, and it would make him pretty redeemable. At the same time, even if they didn't do that, it would just kind of be weird because, I mean, Persona 5 would be like, you don't really have like a party character die, you know? P4 didn't have a party character die either, I don't recall. I don't think so. Oh, and this goes out of your personally Phantom site. If you think Chihiro, a teenager not confirmed to have killed anybody and died to fix their mistakes, to Shinji, a character who killed by accident, got PTSD, then died fixing his mistake, to Adachi and Akechi, nihilistic serial murderers who kill for their own agenda, you need a fucking mirror. Well, again, with the Akechi thing, I think it is pretty complicated. I can see it happening. I can see either side of the coin. You know, that's it. I can see it for Akechi. Adachi, Akechi, more so. It's hard to explain. I can't put it into words, but I really think that Akechi would be pretty redeemable, even in the end, you know, having reformed after it. But, you know, we all go by our own critiques, whatever. That's all semantics. Regardless, I still think they're going to kill him, so I don't think it really matters. That was the single most smooth-brained Twitter take of death I have ever seen. It's not that bad. They probably just put it out there and were like, oh, wait. You know what? Now that I think about it, it's probably wrong. But, you know. Anyways, with this video, there is a lot of translation that happened. Hold on, let me make sure there's nothing lewd. Okay, nothing lewd, as far as I can see. So I'll just read it out for you guys, okay? And just listen. I promised to exceed your expectations. I had a bit of free time, so I wanted someone to play with. Joker, you seem busy. You have no friends? Well, I'm not that free, but I'm not busy all the time. Oh, my apologies. It's Break Ace. If I had glasses like you, I could perhaps pass a disguise. Let's try this. / come here. I'm guessing that's the option. Wait. Where are you? Fangirl, he's back. I'll get his autograph. Another fangirl. Wait. Is that really a Ketchikun? Or probably the same fangirl? Battle. Go die. It's over. Descend Loki. Haha. I'd like to repay my debt to you. See? I'd like to repay my debt to you. That's a very interesting line. Third semester. Let's meet up again at this spot next week. If you'd rather choose to live together happily with your friends in this reality, then that would be another story. Interesting. Lettuce sauce has a translated vid out. Yeah. Yeah, I just think, you know, this is faster because you can just read it out. But yeah, there's some interesting lines in there. You know, like we get to see what they're talking about when you know, Akechi puts on Joker's glasses. And this line in particular is pretty interesting. You know, what's his debt? I think we know what his debt is. I think it's the whole Shido case and maybe showing him true justice. At least I would believe so. So this, I guess you could say, is probably inferred that it's after that happened. And, you know, that debt, maybe he can only repay it in death. So we don't know. We don't know. Again, however they do it, honestly, I think it's just going to be a great story. Because we're going to have a lot more Akechi. It's going to be good. Now, okay, we already talked about that. We already talked about this, which is basically just Akechi and the party, which is just cool. When I saw that, I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So murdering Futaba and Haru's parents, trying to kill the whole party more than once, assisting a major villain. Again, man, I'm telling you, it's complicated. People are complicated. Like, yes, in real life, yeah, that's fucked up. In a story, I think you can be a little bit more lenient on it. It's a story. It's not really happening. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you should be lenient towards murderers, especially not IRL. But there is a chance of reform. And that does happen in stories. You know, whether you like it or not, it is a very interesting. It's what makes it a very interesting theme for a character. Despite if you agree or not. It does. I really think so. Oh yeah, there's Fither's post. We already talked about that. This is the new palace that they were talking about. We've seen some screenshots of like the tree and all that. Kind of looks like it's like a guard. I mean, again, it looks like a garden, which would make sense, right? Here, I'll put on some music actually. Like you know, I just want to say, to end that off, you're not gonna win me over, dude. I don't know why people are taking this as Haru and Futaba wanting to suck Akechi's dick or something. If the writing is as consistent as Vanilla was, there is going to be friction between them. Yeah, like they even said in Vanilla that they could in a way relate to Akechi, and that it was very conflicting. And I think the people that just don't like Akechi, just don't understand that's the conflict. That's what you have conflicting feelings for, you know. It's not just black and white. Even though it is pretty fucked up he murdered people. Yes, I agree. It's pretty fucked up. Just, man, it's a story. Let people enjoy it. More Makoto is Agnes. You know, we already talked about that. The Akechi hair stuff. Fan site. That coat. We already talked about the coat. I'm just showing you some of the tweets that I archived. Okay, so we have Al-Azif, Agnes of Rome. This is just more backstory. Al-Azif was the original name of the Necronomicon. Furthering the idea of the Third Awakening personas are meant to represent the origins of the people behind the mask. Which is cool. As a guy like him, I don't know. That's what, let me explain something. That's what makes people complicated. You don't know, like, I don't know what's going through your mind right now. You know? I don't know what's going through Vanitas' mind. I'm not Vanitas. You know? Despite us having very similar opinions, we still have very different takes. Like, he corrects me when I'm wrong. And, you know, he's a very different person, even though we have a lot of similarities. And, you know, the Arcanas are really supposed to be representative of where we are in life, not really, you know, what we are, you know? It's just what is our what is our mind at that point in life? Some people don't even reach like a death or judgment, you know? Like it's just, that's why they're a part of what is it called? Divination. I'm here too. And Damien, you're a very different person too. I can't tell what's in your mind, but I can take some good guesses and none of them are murder. Are you sure? All right. But for real, this is cool. I do dig that it's the real name. I think it's too straightforward. I kind of dug that it was a different, like you grew into that persona. I just kind of wish it was that way. But they even screwed it up in Persona 3, and I wish that they go back in Persona 3 and like change that shit around for like, you know, Akihiko and Mitsuru. I don't think they ever will, but if they ever do a remake at some point, I really hope that they do work on that, because man, his final persona should not have been Caesar. It should have been Gemini. I get Caesar was looked at as a demigod, but he's just a normal guy. He was just an emperor, even if he was looked at as a demigod. I really still think Gemini would have been a better fitting name, in my opinion. Especially in Portable, because he was Star. He was literally the Star Arcana. Imagine having a persona that's supposed to represent a constellations and you being the Star Arcana. I don't know. I don't think that fits at all. I could see Caesar in Fez only because he was Emperor. You know, pretty straightforward. What else do we have? Here's that screenshot of the palace that we were talking about. This is cool. I like the designs. It looks like a studio. My only dislike so far about the third Persona stage is the design. So far, I've only liked Agnes's. I agree. I agree. I don't like the designs at all. I don't like them. They're just... It's not Shin Megami Tensei, dude. It's reinforcing why they took out Shin Megami Tensei from the title. And so it makes me so angry and frustrated that so many people just don't want it to be Shin Megami Tensei. I'm like, there's a beautiful thing that comes from it. It's a spin-off, Noah. It still comes from Shin Megami Tensei, regardless of it is a spin-off. It just frustrates me to hell and back that they would put Shin Megami Tensei in the 3's title. Base 4 is not Golden. I was corrected on that, actually. They took it out for Golden and then took it out for 5. And 4 was still different because a lot of the stuff was still designed by Kaneko. Like, you could see the designs and they were still interesting. Still very cool. And I liked Arsene, I liked Sentinel's design. Don't get me wrong, there are good designs, but that was part of my critique about Persona 5 was they're just too cartoony, man. I just don't like them. You know, there's some that they get right. Like, I'll tell you what, my favorite design Sojima has done is Loki, because it looks the most Shin Megami Tensei. And the reason it's appealing is because that style is so weird. You don't see it a lot. It just kind of makes me sad. Like a lot of the newer Personas, aside from Arsene and Sentinel, I crossed those two off because they actually look, you know, pretty SMT IMO. Yeah, the rest just look pretty dumb. Maybe not Goemon. Goemon's another one that you could be like, it still kind of looks SMT. Personas have really over-exaggerated proportions. Zoro looks like a fucking upside-down triangle and sticks. Yeah. Get it, guys. It looks like a studio, and Kasumi is a fucking dancer. That too. That's a good observation for that too, yeah. I can see it. They feel like it's from one of the dancing games. Yeah. Just... I don't like it. I don't think Nairly likes it either. I'm sure... I don't know what's going through Nairly's head. I don't think he would like the designs either. That's fitting, okay. Oh yeah, here's Mystic. Mystic tweeted out, Akechi's Confidant will have new abilities and more events will occur as you progress the game. Unlike the base version of Persona 5, Akechi's Confidant is now manual, like we discussed. This is where I got it from, by the way. You can progress through it or not, as you please, just as you would with any other party member. I think his is going to be affected, like, you have to complete it before what happens with Shido. Otherwise, he will die. Like, he will actually die there. One new ability is in Akechi's Confidant allows you to look through enemy resistances, which is fucking crazy. That's alright. Gonna be like Adachi, basically. Probably. Except really with Adachi, you just kind of got to know Adachi and got Magatsu out of it, right? Not really too much. Now, this is probably the best moment of the stream. Oh, you bet. Oh, you bet. And I'm excited to see what other personas they have in store. But, FemC is canon, Omega lol. Omega lolception. FemC is canon. I know, she's been canon since Q2. Technically. I still can't believe people try to debate me on that shit, dude. Shake my fucking head. But you see, Noah, she's not canon. They even came out and said it. Okay. 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 Before and after Hot Topic. Actually, yeah. I do like it, though. The design's kind of cool. The Picaro. I also like the leggings. It's really cool. I do like the Picaro designs. I think it's a cool spin. I mean, you have to finish it or you get fucked out of your diddly-do super ending, pretty much. When I do my run-through of P5 Royal, I am going to do a guide, for sure. Because I want to get everybody maxed. It might be a little boring, but I think experiencing the story will be pretty fun, regardless. So I don't think it'll really matter. So I am going to do a guide, though. Just because, holy shit. It's gonna be so crazy. There's gonna be so much we have to do. Holy shit. Anyways. Is Itsunagi no Okami gonna be there too? Of course you with a U profile picture would ask that. Yeah. This is just another tweet of just Koro is alive. There he is in the van, like we were talking about. All right, we can take a look at the designs. Oh, we don't have like a. Never mind. We don't have Agnes's design like actual artwork. Here, let me open up. Do we have Diego's design? We don't. Okay, we don't really have designs for some of the personas. We do have Ons. We could probably take a look at. We should have Ons. If we don't have Ons, I'm gonna be very. Okay, we do have Ons. It's very small. Oh, there we go. I gotta be very careful because there's actually been porn here before, so we gotta be careful about that. I'll be honest. Alright, protagonist, we'll go with, oh man. Oh yeah, that also begs the question, will Akechi actually have a third persona? You should at least know that confidants to max for the best ending, but other than that, I wouldn't. Well, yeah, but that's you. I'm going to, so I can link you a high quality image of Diego. Sure. Have we seen Haru's final? Do they have like an actual like picture of Haru's? Oh, they didn't even update it. Haru's still only got 2. We've seen Futaba's. Where the fuck? Where are you? They don't have. Where the hell is Yeah, Yusuke, there he is. What the hell? Why would you not have Yusuke a part of the Phantom Thieves? What the fuck? Gorokichi. That's it, Gorokichi. There's Gorokichi. No porn, no porn. Okay. Whew, okay. So I will say, out of all the designs, as funny as they are, okay, as kind of cartoony, over the top, Yusuke's is actually pimpin'. It's literally a blunt. He's got a blue pompadour with Kamina glasses. Actually just Kamina glasses. And I like the design. Actually a Chad. This is the only one that I'm like, alright, you know what? It's so badass I give it a pass, okay? He has heels on his heels. I know, it's crazy. Yeah, because the other one, the original design, he's on stilts, right? So you can, like, balance on them, kind of. This one he's not. But I get where they're going with it. I just don't like the modernized, like, bleh, disgusting. You know, it's got, like, a little nose and everything, like, bleh. Like Jiraiya. Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be traditional. Here, hold up. Where's his persona? Oh, whatever. But yeah. I like William. Poor Haru introduced late in base game in third persona, not seen anywhere. What can you do, man? Al-Azif. Okay, we haven't actually gotten Al-Azif. Have you seen it? It's like a gem, right? It's like a diamond, pretty much. That's all that Al-Azif is. Seems like it. I did like Prometheus. Prometheus will always have, like, traditional, and the Prometheus design will always be probably my favorite design for a scanner persona. Just a sun. I love it. Is a flying triangle UFO thing? Yeah, you explained it pretty much right. It's not really too interesting to look at. But yeah, these are some of the examples. Oh yeah, wait. Ryuji. They should have, Ryuji. We haven't seen Ryuji's. Ryuji's should be kind of interesting. William. Yeah, here he is. You know, I don't know what to think of William. He looks like a fucking snowboarder. With a fucking ray gun. I'm on a boat! Yet I look like a snowboarder. Ooh. Bruh. Flying UFO, is that an Ava reference? No. Not everything is an Ava reference, god damn it. So, I don't really like this design either. But everything is a JoJo reference, Pepega. You're right. Everything is a JoJo reference, and if you disagree, you're a cuck. And if he's named after a pirate, what the fuck is that? Was that club? I don't know. I don't know. I do like this design the most, though. This is a really cool design. I might be a little biased because I like anime characters with pompadours, and those glasses have a lot more deeper meaning and hold a place in my heart. That, and I think the pimp coat's pretty cool. Like, he's like Yusuke I will max just to see this thing in battle. It looks like a camera with this. I don't know. I find this funny. Like, I love that she's stepping on she's stepping on people that wear fedoras. It's so great. The William Club? Oh, whatever. I'd have to click back. I don't want to click back in. Who the hell is... Oh yeah, that's Diego. Here's Diego. Who tagged me? Azuka said, make sure to say Azuka is best boy and doesn't condone eating ass. Unless it's a guy. Skrillex moment. Hey. Not like I wanted to kick you out, okay? Snail. He about to hit you, fat yeet. Yeah, I will say, I do like Diego's design. I do like this design. It's still pretty cartoony, though. I do like it a lot more than his original design, though. I will say. We'll see that. It's alright. But yeah, Yusuke's got the literal best Persona design. This actually pimpin'. I don't know what this video is about. Oh, it's just okay. Okay, it's just all that over again. Oh yeah, hold up. This actually probably gives us more of an idea what Pinocchio does, because you guys were talking about it. Change mementos. Yeah, this is what you guys mentioned. Interesting. Day and Night by Kid Cudi. Bird, Jesus. I don't know what it is. Did something fall? Oh, I see. Something fell. Okay. Did you guys hear that? There's a fucking douchebag on a dirt bike. Hold on, let's read. What are you saying? Jose can't wait for Yusuke's confidant where he becomes a mega Chad. Jose buys flowers you can find on the ground and mementos for items. He also upgrades mementos rewards for stamps you can find. Okay. Street race going on? No, it's just people that have tiny dicks like to rev up their motors, even though people are just trying to enjoy their day and in their lovely neighborhood. And so they find it polite to just stick it in first gear and just rev the fucker. Turns out it's a lot of dirt bikes. You know, like the ones with the lights that are street legal. They're like the I call them like the Omega bikes, just because they can go on dirt and road. And it's a lot of the what we call the racers, which are the Subarus. They tend to do that. Or a Honda Accord. They do that too. They sound like they're shitting themselves. It gets very frustrating. Because they do it at night too. Anyways. Ooh, I like the new chat box. That's very cool. If you rev your bike randomly, you have a small dick, pretty much. Like actually though. No one's impressed. In fact, you're just ruining people's days. Thank you. Well, that's it. That's all I got. So if you're here for the Persona 5 Royal discussion, that's it. That's all I got. So I guess for the VOD viewers, I will say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And please go check out some of my other stuff too. While you're at it, please leave a like as well if you enjoyed the discussion we had. And thank you.